Hello everybody, I'm TychoCelchuuu. If you're watching this on Twitch live, you're probably wondering why I just introduced myself. Well, it's because I'm also recording for YouTube, so if you're watching this on YouTube, not live, that's great. I love all of you. The Slow Lee is playing as the United States forces on the Minx Pocket against the Genius Quokka. Quokka, I don't know how to say it, but I do know what they look like. They're cute little animals, fuzzy little animals with big old eyes, big old teeth. And can you craft some crab chicken doobie-doo games, says Lima Oscar Mike. Maybe. Crab chicken the Bidoof. I'm always looking. Oh, look, if we click on this command HQ, we can see the rally point is already set, so that the Kubelwagen... Whoa, double Kubel opening. Today's a good day for crazy double openings. We saw a crazy Maxim spam, or not Maxim. The Maxim wasn't the double opening. It was a double combat engineer opening for the Soviet player in the previous match, and now we have two Kubels out on this rather choke-pointy map, so... It's a choke-pointy map, and it's also a long map, so those are both nice for Kubels. They can sort of catch somebody coming down a choke point, get some good damage on them, and then when they're hit, they can just reverse all the way to the other side of the map. Too long for you to catch them, and that's how things go. This low resolution, something just died in me, says Burnt Stiff Lecker. So my stream should be at 1080p or whatever. If that's not happening, please call Twitch on your telephone and tell them Tycho sent you, and they'll be like, I don't know who that is, and you'll be like, yeah, you do. I bet you do. But they don't. That's the tragedy at the heart of things. Okay, so it's not going to be 3 Kubels. I was hoping maybe it would be 3 Kubels. But look, we have a doctrine chosen already. Airborne Company. So are we going to get Pathfinders soon? Only time will tell. What do we got over here? Breakthrough Doctrine. Oh, here's a fight. Oh, there's a fight over here, too. This is going to be less exciting. I want to watch the rear echelon fight the Kubel, because rear echelon can fuck up a Kubel. See, watch them fuck it up. But, like I said, it's a nice long map with a lot of choke points, so the Kubel can just retreat all the way back to base, and no big deal. And this has dissolved into detente. But not for long. What's happening? What's, oh, you didn't keep reversing the Kubel. That was dangerous. Now you're getting hunted down and destroyed, like the Jedi. Hunt down, destroy the Jedi. That's from something. Oh, 720p. Everybody's saying it's 720p at Twitch. What the fuck is happening? Did my, Well, I don't think I can change that mid-stream. That's very strange. Should we be watching this Kubel? Yeah, we should be watching this Kubel. Well, you'll get 720p until my next stream. I'll figure that out. Apologies for everybody watching that at 720p. It looks terrible. If you want, you can go watch it later on YouTube. I'll upload these games eventually, and those will be in 1080p, and they'll look nicer too, because they're not being compressed in real time. For the stream, here we go. Here's a fight. Sturm Pioneers, Volksgrenadiers, Kubelwagons. There's no way the American player is going to win anything, so wisely focus firing the Sturm Pioneers. I think those are the highest value targets. They're in the least amount of cover. They're closest by. They're not the Kubel, so they're not going to just get repaired. But you can't win that fight. It's really interesting the Americans stuck around for so long, especially with those rear echelon who are up to that 1 already. I don't know exactly what the plan was there, except to delay the Germans for as long as possible while the Americans envelop on, I was about to say both sides of the map, but no, just one side of the map. The Americans are doing pretty well capping, especially when you're up against 2 Kubels, so the plan must have been delay, maybe force the Sturm Pioneers back so they can't repair. Actually, that's a pretty good move. If you focus fire the Sturm Pioneers, they got to get off the map, they got to go back to base, they got to reinforce, and they can't repair the Kubels out in the field, which means either the Kubels have to go back to base to repair, they have to fight with low health, or I guess those are the 2 options. They have to wait for the Sturm Pioneers. It turns out the Sturm Pioneers didn't end up retreating, at least not yet. They're just planting some shoe mines, but that was the plan, I suppose. Have I been streaming in 720p the whole time? That maybe explain why nobody watches my stream. For people just joining us, I switched to Streamlabs OBS. It's a program that recently came out to stream, but I just sort of auto-imported all my settings from Open Broadcaster software, and maybe it auto-imported wrong, so that would be fun. So we do have Pathfinders called in. One of the reasons to go Airborne Company this early is that so you can start calling in Pathfinders. Rather confusingly, Relic has chosen to make the G43 rifle the basic, like, the upgrade icon for pretty much any infantry squad that gets pretty much any kind of gun, including infantry squads that come with that gun by default, which doesn't make sense. They used to reserve those icons just for squads that had upgraded something, so you could distinguish between the base squad and the upgraded squad. But then somebody at Relic was like, I don't understand what Company Heroes 2 is, I don't understand how icons work, I don't understand what readability is, or why we made the decisions we made in the original game. None of this makes sense to me, because I'm a fucking idiot, which is, I think, the internal monologue of everyone who read it. And so now we just have these fucking icons everywhere, no one knows what the fuck they mean. For the Pathfinders, it means they've got like special M1 carbines or something, and they're like sort of like snipers. When people are at low health, they have a chance to kill or something. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. There's a squad wipe, by the way. This is where Tycho comes to express his anger, says one MB porn comments. That was written in Elite Speak, so that was difficult. In before porn comments. Man, my Elite Speak muscles are rusty. But we have snipers. Snipers. Unit snipe, unit snipe. So yes, it is the sniper gun. Pathfinders have a chance to snipe. Low health infantry is how it works, so that's what they do. Great. So happy that's the thing. 2 scoped Garands with a crit chance below 50% health. Below 50% health. Great. Are they Garands or are they carbines? We'll have to zoom in real close to those models when they're not retreating. Oh god, are they gonna die? I don't think so. Hey, look at this. I built a bacon. You don't see those very often. Let's find out. Oh, they're not done retreating. But there's no fighting going on. Oh, look, it's the Panzer Fusiliers. Look, they've got fancy guns. Why don't they have a little icon? Fucking Relic. And a flak half-track is done. Man, Jesus, these things are in the meta. Fucking Romeo's Tournament, one person buys them, gets 70 kills, and somehow, suddenly, they are way in the meta. That guy's just fucking twiddling his thumbs. That's definitely a carbine. That looks like a Garand. You're correct. It's a scoped Garand. And they do bolt action animation after every scope, says Adrius Sills. So that's good. Relic needed a way to make them not fire fast, so they're like, let's just make them bolt a Garand. Semi-automatic rifle where you don't have to bolt. Okay, here we go. It's stopping and starting because there's a bunch of trees blocking its pathing, but here we go. It's the AA half-track opening up for the first time, kind of at max range, so although it suppresses, it doesn't get any kills. It does have a wee little bit of veterancy. We're on our way. And the Kuba comes in to finish people off, and then it's like, wait, no, I can't do this. I give up. So we do have both Kubals still alive. This Kubal, whoa, it's got headlights. Never really noticed that. Is it because, okay, I need to watch this fight, but I also need to express this very complicated idea I just had. Do you get headlights at Vet 1 because that's a sign? Okay, those headlights are definitely not on. Those headlights, I bet you get it at Vet 1 to indicate that you have the detection thing. So that's actually really cool. I don't know why I didn't know that before, but I now absolve Relic of all its sins, and the German player has been doing excellent cutting off the US player, like in the +4 and +6 income. Well, now it's reestablished versus the +29 versus +47, but that was some good cut-off action. This could get dangerous. We have AA grenades on both these people. Yeah, so they could both AA grenade, and then we have a bazooka from the front. They are suppressed, but what are we going to see? Are we going to... Oh, do we have the munitions for it? We have one, and that's only one. That might be enough. We have some smoke pop. What the fuck is the Kubal doing? Who knows? Is it... Yep, bazooka. Nope. I was like, is the bazooka going to shoot the Kubal? Is it going anywhere? Is it reversing? Is it going to... It's trying to... He doesn't know, so German player does not know. The American player... well, German player didn't know the American player didn't have the munitions for another rifle AT grenade, so he was staying in the smoke, trying to stay safe. But that, of course, just let the bazooka do its thing, and the captain's fucking going ham. Who got the kill? These guys got the kill. Vet 2, Riflemen. Twitch chat is saying all sorts of interesting stuff about recon people and bars. If only we could read that someday in the future. Panzer Fusiliers have done sweet fuck all the entire time. They were expecting the Americans to progress onto that VP, but it never happened. Pathfinders are very brave and very foolish to stand up in the face of not just an MG, but also Sturm Pioneers. But that was just a distraction, so the Bard Riflemen could come in and clean house. Wreck face and clean house. Look at this. Floating 600 manpower. Potentially to drop some paratroopers. I want to see some Tommy guns. I don't think I've cast a match with paratrooper Tommy. Oh, we have another AA. Man, the meta has experienced a tectonic shift today. We are watching history in action. From now on, the gods of Company of Heroes 2 have decreed that every OKW player will buy like 18 half-tracks. Where are the paratroopers coming in? Here's the shadows. Here we go. Oh, ooh, he didn't die. He landed on a thing, but I guess the building doesn't count. Because sometimes you die.
Serial down. Paratroopers
Did he say serial down? Paratroopers ready?
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Drop some fucking Captain Crunch on the field? I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, the gods of Company of Heroes 2 have decreed, and the flak half-track is here. We'll see how it does versus the bazooka. Oh, it's actually turns to fire on the rifleman. Probably a good idea. The bazooka also failing to either hit or penetrate. I think it's failing to hit. I think that was a scatter down the front twice. They turned their fire on the rifleman so that the AA grenade is not able to take out the engine. And this half-track is off to a much better start. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa. He was expecting a dodge. That I suspect the grenade was thrown here because they were thinking the Panzer Fusiliers were going to dodge backwards, but they didn't. Fucking next level mind games, and now these paratroopers are getting their face owned off. All the micro is happening down here, but I want to watch up here because they're not dead. They're running. They're running. Everybody's running. The folks are running. It's a Stuart. Who do you think wins in the Stuart versus the AA half-track? That's Stuart, right? The AA half-track can do damage. So that was a really unfortunate showing by the paratroopers. They needed Tommy guns to win at that range, but that's 90 manpower, or 90 munitions, and we're not there yet. What do they cost to reinforce? 28. Oh, that's cheaper than I was thinking. It's cheaper in base, right? Oh, I guess they can't reinforce out in the field unless they have the beacon, the bacon. The bacon's gone, so there's no nearby bacon. Stuart doesn't give a fuck about, what's it called? It's an anti-tank rifle grenade, not a Faust, but I guess doesn't care. Kubel's still alive. Does this have headlights? It doesn't have headlights. Now I'm very confused. What determines whether the Kubel wagon has headlights, everybody? Please tell me. This is keeping me up at night. This and the the headlights are keeping me up at night in two ways. First, they're very bright. Second, I'm very confused. Is it dead? No, it's not dead. Stuart stuns, ambulance Tycho, USF doesn't suffer from FRP cooldowns, don't know what any of these things mean. I think Stuart stuns is supposed to say that's how it kills the AA half-track, but Stuart I don't think wants to attempt that while its engine is damaged, so it'll have to retreat a bit, repair itself. You want to be careful about repairing yourself around the flak half-track. If it rolls up, sets up, and hits your crew, that's going to be like basically an immediate wipe. And that guy, ooh, did you see that? That was some moonwalk shit. Michael Jackson is here with the Pathfinders. 5 kills, Vet 2, 20% weapon cooldown, 29% additional for IR, 33 artillery and decoy. Great, great, but these aren't the IR Pathfinders. I finally caved, by the way, and got the mod where you can tell what the fuck these veterancy things do. I got tired of trying to read relics. Impossible to read mind, and rest in peace. Well, that squad was good while it lasted. So were these rear echelons.
They got wiped out.
Oh, USF don't suffer from forward retreat point cooldowns, is what doth life. Don't know what that means. Maybe it's something about something going on in chat. Some talk. Oh well, we're going LMGs on the paratroopers, which is a slightly unusual choice. The Tommies just wreck face these days, so they're a very popular choice. That guy ate a grenade. And you might also oh, this is getting ugly. You might also expect, once you see the opponent busting out these Panzer Fusiliers, you've got two choices. You fight them at long range, which is kind of the game they want to play. The Panzer Fusiliers are fine picking at you with their G43s at long range, or you sort of rush up into their face and fight them. And so the US player is choosing option 1, fight them at their own game with the LMGs, which are also pretty good, as you can see, but I don't know. Oh, look, here we go, reinforcing around the beacon. Where's the beacon? Here it is. It's very hard to see the beacon. It's very hard to see a lot of stuff in this game, but yeah, United States player electing to go the LMG route, so we'll have to see how it works. 9 kills, Vet 1, which is not very good. Vet 2 looks pretty good. I'd like to see some paratroopers get up to Vet 2, but oh no, it's the AA half-track. Did it just, oh, their squad icon is all the way back there. I was worried. Did they just wipe the fucking squad? The squad icon disappeared, but no, the icon is just doing some strange stuff.
Anti-tank gun.
Finally an AT gun. So this has seemed like the United States players' game to lose. They've had the Stuart for a while, haven't really done anything with it. They've had Zooks for a while. They did wipe the AA half-track real early, and there's a second one, which is proving a lot more troublesome. The question is, what's the German player going to tech to next? We don't have... Oh, we do have a Raket, and it's actually been there long enough to get a kill. Silly me. Oh, it killed a building. It probably killed a sandbag or a beacon or a bacon. Here's finally the Stuart's getting some action. Here we go. Here's the fight we need. Here's the fight we... Oh no, it's the stew mine. Shoe mine. Why did I say stew? But we have the vision blocked. The block shattered. And so both sides have to limp away. So that was indecisive. The Raketten's trying to reposition. We'll see if it... Oh, here we go. AA is... No, not doing anything. Oof. So one of the issues with the LMG is that it's tough to run around shooting people with it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't fire on the move, even if it does, because I think maybe paratroopers are able to fire it on the move. It's certainly much less good. We have a major tech. We teched up to the major, and these paratroopers are reinforcing in the field, by the way, thanks to the beacon. I guess the AT gun can't do that. Maybe you can do it if you crew it with paratroopers. Well, it's dead. But we do have some suppression from this MG34 that was there a while ago, and it's being super important actually to this fight. This would be a rout basically for the Germans if this MG34 hadn't suppressed and then pinned these paratroopers, and instead that meant the Panzer Fusiliers can run all around. This has now been spotted, the beacon's been spotted, and that's the end of that. And yeah, the United States player is still with the Stuart, but needs to get some work done with that Stuart. Oh no, you don't want that stolen. Get that fucking thing back. You got some bars, so it shouldn't be a problem. But this could get ugly. Okay, it's safe. Nice flank here. The rear echelon's even coming along for the ride. Almost at Vet 3, at which point they turn into a 5-man squad. One of those rare things for a rear echelon to get every once in a while. Are the Panzer Fusiliers going to make it? They're fine. They're fine. Even without this thing, they're fine. So I think this is the second game in a row I've casted, for those of you who watched the previous cast either in the stream or on YouTube, where we're seeing a lack of aggression from the Allied player, or maybe lack of aggression is not the right word. This is, of course, an attack right here from the Allies, but a lack of aggression from the Allied player in terms of utilizing the stuff they've teched up to and the advantages they've secured in light of sort of killing the opponent's tech. So in this game specifically, we had that quick AA half-track knocked out, and then we have this tech up to a Stuart, but the United States player really not able to get much out of this at all. The Stuart just throws its life away, unfortunately, caught by a well-positioned Raketen, and the AA half-track doesn't even go down for that. And so if the United States player isn't able to bust out something special with this major tech, that's going to be it. And if you look at the fuel, the United States player has 80 in the bank. The OKW player has 210 in the bank. So even if the United States player grabs some cool tanks, I don't know, like I guess it's got to be a Sherman, or a tank destroyer maybe. But even if the United States player grabs some cool tanks, it's totally on the OKW to... Oh look, we're going to get tier 4 maybe? It's not moving. It's just, oh, here we go. Here we go. We're going to get into tier 4. Ooh, original times followed on Twitch 6 minutes ago. Sorry, I didn't notice it though. Thanks for following. Here we go. Tier 4. You can tell it's tier 4 because it, well, I thought it was tier 4. It's tier 4 because it turns around backwards. And suddenly there's a gun. Surprise, Deutschland. Deutschland, Deutschland, Uber, other things. How many kills on the Panzer Fusiliers? 16. Oh, they are so close to Vet 3. They can taste it. They're mad that they haven't been promoted yet. What do you get? 20% weapon cooldown, 25% ability recharge, minus 23% received accuracy. Good stuff. Good shit. Good shit. Nice shit. Where's the fighting? Oh man, Major versus Kubel. This is a... Oh man, Panzer Fusiliers are fucking it up. I wanted to see who was going to win in a fight between a Major and a Kubel. That's the sort of fight I'd pay money to see, you know? Fucking televise that shit. Put it on pay-per-view. I'll watch some sort of pirated Twitch stream or something. Ooh, Nanak the Contrarian and Stickflop just followed on Twitch. Thank you very much. Paratroopers need to rethink their life. That was nearly much, much worse. You don't want a squad of paratroopers wipe. These things cost 380 manpower. That does not grow on trees. Oh no. Oh no, poor little vetted MG. So here's that American aggression. See, once the Stuart's dead, the American is freed from the burden of thinking, how do I best utilize my Stuart? Do I use it in assault or not? Do I keep it safe? And they're like, well, fuck it, I don't have a tank. I gotta make it happen with infantry. And they push in and do some good damage up until, of course, the AA half-track, everybody's new favorite unit, stops it. So, how does everybody feel about the new meta, where OKW buys an AA half-track no matter what happens, and sometimes it works? Sound off in Twitch. Chat. Or, I guess, sound up on YouTube, too. Maybe by the time I post this YouTube video, the meta won't be that anymore. This may be a one-day-long meta, but everybody's got an AA half-track. Man, this is very poignant. Just these two guys died inside the little circle, sort of, that designates the weapon. Do you remember when weapons like didn't have the circle, I think? Or they didn't have it unless you moused over it, or maybe some of them had it or something. Something was fucked up about that, and eventually they fixed it, but that's reason number one out of like 600 that Company Heroes 2 never became big when it came out. Just so much stuff was fucked up. Look at these infantry, look at this. The rear echelon made it up to 5-man squads, and also they have a bazooka now, so that's a good little tip. That's not a bad AA squad. It's not like the rear echelon are going to be killing infantry or something, and so give them a bazooka. The power of the American blob is here. That, I think, was an American grenade. Very tough to tell. Either way, it didn't do anything to anybody, and the American blob is here, and it's the anti-blob. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go. And it fucking pops smoke. Oh boy, the Americans are not going to be stopped. They are like, I'm going to fucking blob this up. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Tank support is here.
Here's the Sherman. But the blob's still going. Attack of the killer blob. You gonna stop? You gonna stop? Now's a nice time. You just popped smoke. Now's a nice time. Oh, I guess, right, there's tier 4. Forgot about that. American player, I don't think even knew about that. We hadn't seen anything out from tier 4. Oof, who died? Space bar. Was this the gun crew that died? Did we lose? What did we lose? Somebody died here. Whoa! They took out and crewed the AT gun, which turns out not to have worked because there's a Sherman here. They just popped free fire, which doesn't mean anything. Oh no! Oh, don't kill the gun. This could get bad. This could get ugly. Panther 4 is going to pop in, kill the gun, so the United States player is certainly not fucked yet. That's the end of the gun. The United States player is certainly not fucked. They've got bazookas and AT grenades and, of course, a Sherman, but that AT gun would have been super helpful, especially versus the AA half-track, even versus tier 4 eventually. United States player has no map control. 35 fuel income versus 4, 57 munitions versus 6, so again, it's looking like too little too late. The American player had every opportunity to win this game, but looks like their Kettenwerfer might even kill this Sherman if it's not careful. Sherman just keeps going. That's kind of your only option at this point. You got to get around the Raketten, but the Panther 4 is going to... Oh, this is not good. Oh, the Raketten retreats! That's... I wasn't expecting that. I would have been ready to give that up to kill a Sherman, but I suppose the worry was that it would be captured. There's another Raketten back here. That's interesting. Oh, no, don't get bazooka down. So I feel like the United States player had every opportunity to win this thing and just let things slip through their grasp by not exploiting that early AA kill and that relatively early Stuart. Pack Howie would obliterate this OKW army, says What Doth Life. Lima Oscar Mike says armed with HE, then Kappa Face, definitely my comrade, Kappa Face. Did we... How's the... Paratroopers are up to 19 kills in Vet 3, that's pretty cool. They're here too. I'm looking at the paratrooper. I couldn't find the fucking squad icon. It's because it was up in the fucking air, falling from the sky. Briefly, the guy who was whoever was promoted to squad leader was falling in from the fucking sky, so you couldn't see the squad on the screen, which I think is a buff to paratroopers because it makes it hard for your opponent to know what the hell is going on. It's confusion. It's mindfuck doctrine. Good stuff. Let's look at the bulletins. Riflemen, or Volksradiers, and that. So Volksradiers receive 10% less suppression. That's interesting for somebody who spammed Kubels. Basically never bought Volksradiers. Jesus, they're picking people off. 11 kills. What do you get at that 3? Camouflage stays shortly after cover. 5 weapon range, 20% accuracy. Man, now they're really snipers. And they just continually reinforcing in the field. Pretty sweet stuff. Who's this? Who's this guy? What squad are you? You're a paratrooper too. Good. Still anyone's game, but I'm leaning Germans at this point. If they can kill the Sherman. Why is this not getting repaired? I'm leaning Germans if they repair this. Oh look, they're building a mechanized panzer headquarters right the fuck there. Mechanized regiment headquarters right there. That's interesting. Paris 3 stars, what the fuck? Oh, reinforce, says Mr. Dobers. If the question is how can they reinforce on the field, it's actually the beacon right here, not the 3 stars, but what do they get at that 3? 20% weapon cooldown reduction and 30% received accuracy bonus. That's good. You can crawl around for a while. Suddenly the American has capped the map. I don't know how that happened, except that the AA half-track wasn't able to be up there in the front. The Panzer IV was not repaired, because I guess the Sturm Pioneers were just refusing to touch it until this thing was in lickety-split shake. This is the meta, after all. Remember, the meta is the AA half-track. There is no meta but the AA half-track, and so I guess the rule is you have to repair it before you repair anything else. And also, they were waiting for this building to finish, but the joke is that as soon as the people popped on this building, they were upgraded. They ran immediately to the flak half-track. This despite it having more health and being further away. They ran immediately to that flak half-track, so even the AI has gotten the message that the new meta is the flak half-track, and everything must submit to the flak half-track. Adriel sees in chat, says, because the US really send a plane with 1 soldier inside in real life. Yes, that's how they reinforce paratroopers in real life. Whenever the squad needed more people, they'd send an airplane overhead with 1 guy and just push him out and be like, there's your squad down there. So I'm surprised this Kugel's still alive. 6 kills, 2 vet. And guess who's back, baby? It's the Panzer IV, and oh, whoops, I just got shot by a bazooka. I better get out of here. I had a good run. My life was good. I tasted adventure, and I think I've seen enough adventure for today, so I'm just going to back into the base. Goodbye. Good night. I'm done. I'll take a tree with me. What the fuck is this Allied winning streak, says Raspberry Clock. I would not call it for the Allies yet. All it takes is 1 fucked up assault, and the Germans win, because the Raketens will just kill the Sherman, and then the Allies will have very little to stop the Panzer IV and the AA half-track, and everybody dies. I guess we do have an AT gun set up, so the Germans can also make the same mistake. It's just I think it's probably going to come down to a question of whose assault fails. Somebody says I'm calling it. Noob Power says Tycho seems mad. I'm not mad. I'm just even. Because they say don't get mad, get even. 5 vet. 21 infantry kills and a building kill. The Panzer Fusiliers are here. German player really just needs this middle VP, and then things will be looking much better. Oh look, it's a flare. Whoop, whoop. Can you hear that? The whoop whoop, whoop whoop of the beacon. So what is this? Infantry support gun? Clearly, where is it? There it is. So maybe that's how the German comes back. Maybe the German. Oh, look at this. Vet 3 versus Vet 5, and they're losing versus bars and cover, but just narrowly, and the squad is not gonna die. Could have been ugly. What's happening over here? Did we lose a squad? I don't think there's even a fight. Oof. Oh no, not the AA half-track. But of course it's got smoke. Yes, who can forget that brilliant invention, smoke. These guys up to 9 kills. Up to vet. Infantry support gun. I feel like it's probably got some kills by now. Nope. Still no kills. Oh, here we go. That was an unfortunate bounce from the Panzer IV. It could get circle strike. Now, where are the Raketens? That Raketen has been pushed off, and the other Raketen is in the base already. This is really bad for the Germans. That's the end of the German tank. Allied player has maybe got this in the bag now. AA half-track is back and ready, but this could go down eventually to bazooka people. That would be exciting. Panzer Fusiliers pushing off the AA AT guns, so that, oh look, it's a tank destroyer. Where'd that come from? Jackson. Now would be a nice time to wheel in the Jackson, except the Rakethenwerfers are back. Okay, so now's not a good time. Can't hear shit, says Raspberry Clock. Yeah. So that's, it's because my game sound is not loud enough. Maybe if I get really quiet. I think the beacon is dead, though. No, there's the beacon. We'll try it in a second. We've got all the fighting has got to stop so you can hear the whoop whoop. Infantry support, I think that was the first kill. Yeah, that was the first kill by the infantry support gun. It nailed that poor paratrooper, but that's okay. We'll just drop more from this guy. What's it cost to reinforce? 28. So it costs just as much to reinforce in the field. This is just the infinite paratrooper squad. It's like the infinite stew from, up there goes the squad icon again. Some motherfucker up in the sky's got it. There he is. It's like the infinite stew in sort of old medieval European inns. They just have a big old pot of stuff on the fire, and the fire would be going 24/7, and you would just always add stuff to the stew, and you would ladle stuff out from the stew, of course, but as it got low, you'd just add more ingredients. And so you'd have an eternal stew, and it would always taste different every time you eat it. It's probably not safe, but that's alright. Food safety was a recent invention in the 1950s. They just the first plan in the 1950s to make food safe was to make everything jello or aspic, but eventually they realized that's terrible. So they started canning everything instead. Oof. Almost up to Vet 5. What do you get at Vet 5? Rotation speed. Great. Do you have some tips to make oatmeal streamer? Says Who's HD. Good news. If you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TychoCelchuuu, I do have a Cooking with Tycho episode all about steel cut oats. So head on over there. That is not a joke. 34 kills. 54 would have been a little over. Hey, how many kills do the paratroopers have? 32. How many kills do the Pathfinders have? 13. This is a real bang-up game. A lot of kills on a lot of squads. And, oh, here's the Jagdpanzer. It seems like every time somebody's backed into a corner, some tank wheels out or something, and we're back in business, baby. Yeah, I've seen that vid, says Who's HD. Well, then I can't give you any more tips. That's everything I know about playing Oatmeal. Do you have tips to play CoH2? I've only played CoH3 and CoH4, says Red X-Wings. Good idea. Good question. My tip is build a lot of these beacons. These beacons are life. And if you kill your opponent's flak half-track in the very beginning of the match, really push that advantage. Otherwise, it turns into this game where you're sort of winning right now, but your VPs are pretty low, and you've got another flak half-track to deal with. Oh no. Oh no. Rear Echelon. You're vet 3, but it means nothing. It means nothing. No respect. How many kills on the infantry sport gun? 5. Fehu, wasn't that just not only one episode of that food? Wasn't that just not only one episode of that food? I don't know what that means. I have 2 episodes of Cooking with Tycho. One is split into 2 parts. Episode 1 is Oatmeal. Episode 2 is Mung Dal Tadka, which is split into 2 parts because that's how my YouTube was working back then. So we have an airdropped AT gun, which is not cheap. Oh, it is cheap. It's 270. Why did I think it was expensive? Oh, it's because it doesn't come with the infantry? I'm very confused. Maybe if you drop it in the beacon, it does come with the infantry? I'm making stuff up. I'm just inventing stuff that the squad almost died. This is a really high angle shot coming in and not killing anybody. And the United States player may try and win this through attrition. Just hold the center VP at all costs, and nobody's going to push into a tank destroyer, an AT gun, and a Sherman, and fucking LMG paratroopers who can reinforce themselves in the field. Because that is actually kind of tough to push into, now that I think about it. I don't know if the Jackson tank destroyer is the best target of the infantry sport gun, but you do you. The AT gun, much better choice. This is your chance. This is your chance. No AT gun is there. Oh, now your chance is gone. Oh, that's a bold move from their cannon. I like to see that move. Get up close while you're cloaked, and try and wipe your opponent's gun via the Raketten, especially once it's decrewed and it can't move. So that's good. That's good. That's good play. Genius Quokka is a Genius Quokka. Also, nice job capping this left-hand point. Oh, they're fucking sprinting all around there at Vet 5. When do they get the sprint? I feel like they get the sprint. They get a Vet 5. Yeah, pass the sprint. Fucking sprinting all over the map. That's a really helpful thing. That's really going to put the screws on the United States player, because if the Germans have both VPs in the corners, on the left and on the right, I'll let you look at those on the minimap because this is a very important fight to be watching. Oh no. Oh, very barely. These people always get out of the skin of their teeth. That tree just saved those paratroopers from certain destruction because it's eating half the shells. Yeah, once you have passive sprint on your Panzer Fusiliers, you can just sprint around capping these two VPs, and look, we have 80 VPs left for the Allies. This could be how they lose. This could be how they lose. Finally up to Vet 1 on the infantry support gun. Each player lost his secure VP, says that. German paratroopers. Says somebody. Those would be the Fallschirmjägers. Uh-oh. What's gonna happen to the AT gun? What's happening? We're down to 75 goddamn points. That's a nice voice line right there. We have armor-piercing rounds. Pop, does that do anything? I think I saw it. I think I saw it take like a sliver of life off, but that is tough to tell. I don't think that does anything. Don't pop incendiary armor-piercing rounds against the front armor of the Jagdpanzer. How many times has this Panzer Fusilier squad retreated with one person? Also, why is my scroll wheel not always working on the first try?
Jump complete.
Please explain. Oof, God. I don't know what's gonna happen. You called Panzer Fusiliers paratroopers, did I? Did I? I've done stranger things. Streaming now on Netflix. Season 2.
We're losing a capture point.
How many things has the American lost? So the AT gun's been decrewed like 18 times. Looks like the rear echelons bit it at some point.
Heavy machine gun team ready for orders.
And of course we lost.
Krauts have cut our supply line. Frontline
That may
units
be
are being
it?
hung out to dry.
Has the American player not lost a lot of stuff? I feel like the American player's doing pretty well. I mean, surely stuff has died, but the Sherman's still alive. The Jackson's still alive. Both have been slightly underutilized, I guess. Sherman up to 7 kills, which is not a lot. Are we gonna see some crush? Oh, no crush. View the stats and check. Trouser Demon. I don't know the button to press to bring up stats. Someone needs a sniper, says Boots and Terrabier. So the thing is, we have the Pathfinders, which are sort of like snipers, and we also have the Panzer Fusiliers, which are sort of like snipers. So in a way, they've all got snipers. Press escape and click stats. Is that how you check? I don't want to do that. There's a fight going on. I feel like Romeo's got a hotkey to bring it up. Grenade. Oh, that was a nice grenade. Are these guys going to get out with one man again? This could be like the 4th time. Oh, they're going to get out with 2 men. That doesn't help. Oh! They're dead. It's okay. We have another squad and another squad. So that's, how many Panzer Fusiliers do you need? Really, honestly. It might be one of the buttons on the minimap. It's not one of the buttons on the minimap. I'll guarantee you that. So, just slowly trying to whittle down the Germans is maybe the plan from the American side, because we are creeping forward, right? Right now the American is set up on the forward VP, which is not where the American was set up for a while. I mean, at one point they were, but they were also back here for a long time. Look at all these beacons. How many beacons do we have? Just the 2, I guess? 2's a lot. How many kills on the infantry support gun? 10. Not shabby. Click the players button located on the top left of the minimap. No way. Jesus. Jesus. How can this happen? Well, we have to watch this fight. Oh, nice mine. Excellent mine, knowing that you're going to get a flank on this mechanized thing. Ready for that. Excellent mine. That's, I think, MVP mine of the day, including Romeo's tournament that I watched. This is painful to watch. Maybe they'll get out with 1. To be honest, I wasn't keeping track of which squad was which, so this may be the squad that always makes it out with 1. That other squad that tried to make it out with 1, they were fucking amateurs. First they tried to make it out with 2, then they got 1. The trick is to make it out with 1. You can't try and make it out with 2. You have to make it out with 1. That's the only way to retreat with Panzer Fusiliers. Look at all these dead bodies. This is pretty grim. Jagdtiger Kriegasm. Königstiger. Königstiger. King Tiger. Yeah, I was gonna at some point talk about all the fuel that was being floated. Oh, and it crushes the Panzer IV just for to add insult to injury. I was gonna talk at some point about all the fuel being floated, but it's too late. It's too late. The fuel has unfloated. We have rear echelons, which is the strangest decision I've seen in a while. So the United States player has just built the weakest unit in the game, while the OKW has just built the strongest unit in the game. So we'll see which works out better. My prediction is that the strongest unit in the game works out better, but it's quite possible the weakest unit in the game works. Look at that, fucking wipes the squad. Almost. But Jesus, it's getting manhandled. It's at half health. It's they popped the they didn't even pop the HVAP rounds. Didn't even pop the fancy Sebo rounds. Didn't pop the all they did was pop the incendiary rounds, which don't do anything. And presumably the AP was loaded here, but that doesn't matter. King Tiger sucks, everybody's saying. Yeah, I know the King Tiger sucks, but it's also the most powerful unit in the game in terms of how much of a king it is. It's royalty. So royalty gets you a lot of social power, is what I meant. It doesn't have fighting power, but it's got sort of... it's got a good bloodline. It's definitely interbred. This tank is inside bred. Tiger Ace is better than 2 KTs. Look, again, I'm not talking about how good they are. I'm talking about being royalty. Their bloodline. Infantry unit KIA. Who's that? Who's over here? What the fuck happened to you? Some sort of... It's like a one-man... Jesus, that's a mystery. Rifleman, maybe? Because we are down to 1 rifle squad. Very strange. Oop, what's going on now? We have, what's it called? Assault artillery. This could get bad. Get ready for the assault artillery. Do you need sight? I think you need sight. Maybe you don't need sight. Whoa, there's the KT. Do you need sight? Does the German player have sight? German player's got a bit of sight. There's the end of the Sherman. Thank you, Jagdpanzer. KT's still doing its thing. And I guess you don't need sight. Here's the booms. Yeah, good, great. Yeah, just fucking fuck up the place where nobody is. Yeah, do it. Guys, who quit? The American player must have. Okay, well, that's anticlimactic. Yeah, the American player. Skull. Okay, well, I guess look, if it's a choke pointy map, you're not going to be able to fight these two things down a narrow corridor, and you just give up. Okay. Jagdpanzer Force is so good, says What Doth Life. Alright, that was a cool match. I enjoyed seeing Vet 5 fucking Panzer Fusiliers sprinting around while Vet 3 paratroopers reinforce them continually. And they reinforce themselves continually. What is that? Whoa, we're looking at this. Did you guys see that? Look at what am I looking at here? What is this? What is this thing? What is this? Oh, it's the infantry support gun. Man, when did they get equipped with lasers? Is that Vet 2? Yeah, this tooltip is wrong. You get a laser at Vet 2, I guess. Okay, that's cool. So we'll end it there.